remnants of your deeds. And what does this ayah mean when Allah said He writes down the remnants of your deeds? The scholars of Islam have explained it with the hadith, Man sanna sunnatan hasana fa'umila biha min ba'dihi kana lahu ajruha wa mithlu ajr man amila biha. If you should do a good act and then people copy you in doing that act, you will have the reward of all the people who copied you in doing that act without their reward being decreased. Is that clear? And if you should do an evil act and people copy you in doing that evil act, you shall have the punishment of the people who have copied you, whether it's 1,000 or 10,000 people copied you in doing that act. You will be punished for what they did without their punishment being decreased from them. So this is the meaning of the ayah, وَآثَارَهُ. We wrote down your deeds as well as the remnants of your deeds. So the remnant of your deed is the good deed which you did, and you have become a good example in the society for people to follow. So they copied you in doing that good deed. So because they copied you in doing that good deed, you will earn the reward of their good deeds without they losing their good deeds. I hope I have explained that. So if you go to a country and you see that the people there are entering the masjid with any foot, right or left, and then you revive the sunnah of entering the masjid with the right foot, and 10,000 people practice it after you, you will get the reward of 10,000 people entering the masjid with their right foot. This is the meaning of the ayah. We wrote down your deeds as well as the remnants of your deeds. And if you go to a country and the people there, they never used to smoke hashish, and then you say, you know, marijuana, Allah said in the Quran, pot herb, so the herb is good for you, and you use the Quran to tamper the Quran to smoke marijuana, what they call ganja. And then 10,000 people copied you and start smoking, 10,000 Muslims copied you and start smoking marijuana, you will be cursed and you will share the sin of having 10,000 people smoking marijuana. And the Prophet ﷺ said, any human being who kills another human being, the first son of Adam, what's his name? Cain, Qabil, he will share in the punishment. So if a human being, anytime a human being should kill another human being, Cain, the first son of Adam, gets some of the punishment, some of the blame, because he was the first person to implement, carry out, and establish the sunnah of murder. And where is this hadith found? In Sahih Bukhari. So this is the meaning of the ayah. We wrote down all your deeds, whether it is good or bad, as well as the remnants of your deeds. وَكُلَّ شَيْءٍ أَحْصَيْنَاهُ فِي إِمَامٍ مُبِينٍ. Every single thing we carefully calculate it and we document it and we put it down in a book, Imam Mubin. Now Imam Mubin means a book. وَكُلَّ شَيْءٍ أَحْصَيْنَاهُ فِي إِمَامٍ مُبِينٍ. We wrote it down in a book, which is what? The book of the angels. Munkar and Nakir. Ikram and Ayah 13. Allah said, وَضْرِبْ لَهُمْ مَثَلًا أَصْحَابَ الْقَرْيَةِ. And call to mind the example of the people of the township. Wadrib is a command to the Prophet ﷺ, a command from Allah to the Prophet ﷺ. Give the people of Mecca this wonderful example. Wadrib lahum mathalan. A mathal is an example. So Allah is commanding His Prophet Muhammad ﷺ to give the people of Mecca this wonderful example that took place in the past. And who was alive at that time? Isa alayhi salam. Jesus was alive at that time, alayhi salam. Ashab al-Qarya, tell them about the people of the township. What township is this? Ibn Kathir in his tafsir says Antakya, and this is also found in the tafsir of Ibn Abbas. Antakya is in Turkey, southern Turkey, between Turkey and Syria. The people in this township, they reveled in paganism. They had many idols in the township. The township was infested with idols, statues made from stones, the way you have a lot of idols here in the UK. Everywhere you go, you can find statues. So paganism was the religion of the people of Antakya. They worship statues instead of Allah Ta'ala. So Allah is saying, give them this wonderful example that took place in the past, and this past was in the time of Isa alayhi salam. Is ja'aha al-mursalun, when the messengers came unto them. Is arsalna ilayhim ithnain, and we sent unto them 2 messengers. فَكَذَّبُوهُمَا, and the people of the township rejected faith in Allah and His 2 messengers. According to Imam Suyuti, these 2 messengers were the disciples from the disciples of Jesus, the Sahabas of Jesus. These 2 disciples, these 2 messengers were sent by Jesus. And according to Ibn Kathir, they happened to live in the time of Jesus, existing in the time of Jesus. But Ibn Kathir is of the opinion that they were sent by Allah directly, not from the disciples of Jesus. Is that clear? These messengers that I am talking about here, that Allah is making mention of here in Surah Yasin, according to Tafsir Jalalain, they were sent by Jesus himself. And they were from the Sahabas of Jesus, the disciples of Jesus. According to Ibn Kathir, they happened to live in the time of Jesus. They knew Jesus. They had the same message, but it wasn't Jesus who sent them. They were sent by Allah directly. And this difference of opinion is very relevant. The story is what took place is much more relevant. The important thing is that they were sent. Whether they were sent by Allah via Jesus or directly by Allah, that is not of very importance to us. It's not very important to us. The important thing is that they were messengers sent by Allah Ta'ala to the people of Antakya in Turkey, who were worshipping idols instead of Allah. And the people were vehement in their opposition to the truth, and they were strong in their worshipping of idols, in their paganism. They rejected faith in the 2 messengers which we have sent. فَعَزَّزْنَا بِثَالِثٍ, so we strengthened them. Azzazna means tashdid, which is to strengthen. These 2 messengers that were sent, they were rejected. No one listened to them, so we strengthened them with a 3rd. These 2 messengers, when they were sent, one is called Sadiq and the other Saduq. The king, when he learned that they were inviting the people to Tawheed, he gave them 100 lashes each and threw them in prison and threw away the key. This was their fate. So according to Imam Suyuti, Jesus, when he learned that they were locked away, if you follow the school of thought that they were sent by Jesus, when Jesus learned of their fate, he sent a 3rd messenger to alleviate the plight of the 2 who were thrown in prison by the king of Antakya. He put them under arrest, as if to say he will never open the door and let them out again. Terrible plight. The third one was called Sham'un. He entered the city, and the king loved him. And he entered the city, Ibn Kathir says, mutanakkiran, meaning in disguise. He did not tell the king, look, I am here to rescue my two brothers, set them free now. He didn't go with that approach. He entered the city. He familiarized himself with the king, and the king developed a